So now we will create ePIN request page on our admin panel so that admin can manage all the ePIN request by that is receiving from user. So here is our all ePIN request stored in our table. The table is ePIN request. So first of all we need to create a new page that is called epinrequest.php on our admin folder. So inside your admin folder just create a new file called epinrequest.php and here is our epin request and just copy the content of home.php file like here home.php file to epinrequest.php and just save it and just change the title also. It is epin request and the heading also epin request. Okay, and we don't want this OL here and just save it. And now if I try to open the page from also I just need to do one more thing. In my case I have to update my properties as per my hosting server. It is done. Now if I try to open it from the URL bar, that is epinrequest.php, as you can see we just open our epin request file. Now we will also create the menu here so that we can just click on this menu and we can open the file. So for this we will open the header file that is inside php includes folder, that is inside php includes folder. Okay, my server is just disconnected, it is connecting. Okay, let it connect. Okay, now it is connected. Now you have to open header file and just create the menu here. Where is the header file? Okay, not the header file, we have to open the sidebar because the menu is on a sidebar.php file. So here is our sidebar and here as you can see there was an interface and we don't want this interface, we can remove it, you can take if you want. So I will just remove this interface from here, interface line, and this layout can be changed to epin management or you can put any name you want. And inside epin management there are two menus. Here you can see we can separate it by making few styling like this. Oh, I am making few alignment. Now it is separated. Okay, it's great. Where this A coming from? This A is coming from, okay, this is I and this A is from here. Okay, it should be from here. Okay, now it's good, it is done. Now if I now we were to create here epin request, and when user will click on this menu it will open epin request.php file. It is done. Now refresh the page. As you can see we have epin management menu here, and when I click on this epin request it open it. Now when I go to home page, okay, we also need to change the URL for our dashboard also. We did not change it yet. Here you can change it to home.php and our dashboard menu has also changed. Now if I refresh on dashboard, if I click on dashboard, it open our dashboard, and when I click on epin request it open the epin request file. Now it's good. Now we need to fetch the data from our table to epin request page. So to show the data we need a table, and we are using this template, and there can be a several tables code already available on this table. So for this I will like to open the already created, just go one folder above and inside the dist folder, dist folder, dist, and you can see the page exists here. It is called tables.html. If you open this, you will see the code for tables already here. Okay, first let me show you how it works. Like here it is uploaded admin/dist/tables.html. So here you can see in this HTML, in this tables.html file, we have tables already created there. So we can use this table and we can update the information as per our requirement. So I just opened the file and we need only the table from this page. So the actual table start from where? It is start from data example. Okay, it is start from here. So we just need to copy this. I will show you the actual code what we are using in this page. Okay, let me just copy it. After epin request header, after epin request header, just paste it and just let me remove all the extra fields from here. Then I will show you the final code. The final code will be very easy. Okay, here is only one entry. Here is our final code. If I refresh the page of our epin request, now you can see we have a rebuilt table and we have the information here. Now we just need to change the information from the database, and I will show you what code you really want for this table. You just need to add a card, then card header, then okay, let me zoom it. Okay, card header, then card body, then a table responsive, then a table, and it is just started. There is a t head and t foot. It is for here. Here you can see this is t head and this is t foot. Okay, and this is the t body. Okay, so here is our t body. We just need to change this, and also we will update the t head and t foot as per our requirement. So we want to show here, first of all we want to show serial number, then a username, and then the number of epin, and the date of epin request, and there we need a remark, so that when admin will action against this epin request, admin can put a remark also, and the final button will be action. And just copy this and paste it also in t foot, so that it will also print on t foot. Now if I refresh the page, as you can see, it is updated as per our requirement. Serial number, username, number of epin, date, remark, action. It is done. Now we need to update the information here inside the t body as per our database. So what is in our database exist here? We have epin request here, id, user id, number of epin, date, status, and to access the database we need the connection file. So first of all I will like to require the connection file, and the connection file is one step above, and inside PHP includes and /connect.php, and now we are connected to our database. Now sorry, we have a connection object that can connect us to database. Now we will fetch the information here. So first of all I would like to create the PHP script here that will help us to fetch the data. Okay, it is query MySQLi query con select a stick from epin request where where status should be open, because we want to fetch only the open EPIN request that needs to be actioned by the admin, and we want to print how many rows we are getting from the admin panel. So it is my what was the function my SQLi num rows query. If I echo it, then we should see the number of requests we are receiving here. As you can see, we received 8 EPIN requests. As you can see in our database, we also 8 open EPIN requests. So now we just need to insert this value. Oh, sorry, we just need to show this value here. So you can just remove this query or remove this echo and start a while loop. Row equal to MySQLi fetch array query, and it is done. And now we will just close the PHP tag here and just copy and paste this tr to here. And first of all, okay, we need a I also a variable that will store the count. First of all, it will be 1, and at every loop it will plus by 1 variable. And here I would like to show the I. It is done, and here we will show echo row. For now we can show the user ID only for now, and here we need to see what we need to see the number of EPIN, and here we can show the date, and here we can show empty for now. I will show the result in future. Here it is done. Refresh the page. Now you can see we have now information from our database to here. And also I would like to change the heading of this table. It is called data table example. Just need to update the heading also, or we really want this heading. We can remove this heading also. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, pretty good, but the heading was also good, so I want this heading, and we can say it EPIN request. Now it is good. Here it is. We have EPIN request page, and okay, now here you can see we are getting username as 11111. So we actually want the username. So by the ID of user, we can fetch the username from user table. As you can see, we have stored the username here. Okay, we want to show username. Okay, we want to show username or the name of the user. Okay, we want to show the name of the user. So let's fetch the name from the user table. Let's fetch, and here we have the ID, and just we would like to fetch, like we have the ID, we have the user ID stored here of user ID, and we would like to fetch the user name from the user table. So query user is just to MySQL fetch. Okay, not MySQL fetch array, it is MySQL query. Code select what the attribute in our table is name. It is select name from user, where ID is equals to user ID limit 1, and now store it in a variable result user is equals to MySQL fetch array, and it is query user. Now we have the user name, like in place of user ID we can show the user name. So result user name. Let's see how it's work. Here you can see we have admin, and I will to change the username also to Santosh Devnath. It will looks good now. Okay, here you can see we have a new request from Santosh Devnath, and Santosh Devnath want 5 EPIN, and the request was in this date. Now I didn't want to take action against this request. And also one more thing, if a user uploaded the receipt file, as you remember we created the receipt option for user also, so we also want to show the receipt here if any receipt is there available. So where was the receipt stored in our file? It was stored, I think it was stored inside the user folder, and inside user folder, okay, here you can see inside user folder there is a receipt. Okay, just we can show it here, like we can create another column like a receipt, and we can show it here. Okay, again just copy this receipt head to here, and we will can show here. First of all we need to store the ID of the EPIN request. So the ID is row ID, and the second thing, receipt URL. So receipt URL will be what it can be. It can be image address. We are inside admin, we have to go one folder above, and after user there was a folder receipt, and then we have the ID, then png dot user receipt slash ID slash png. It should work, I think so. Okay, it is. Now we have image address, and just need to show it here, like we want to show a image, and the source is image address, and image address done. And we also need to set the height and width also, otherwise the image will be stretched too much. So the we can fix the height and width, right? Height we can set to 50, and also width set to 50 for now. In future we will see what it looks like. It is done. Here you can see we have the image, and for the starting of 3 EPIN request we do not have any image, but for the last request we have image. So we also want to open this image, like, so what we can do, we can just put a anchor tag in front of the image, like a reference, when it will open the image URL itself. Echo image address, and when admin will click on this image, it will open in a new tab. So the target will be blank. Target is blank, and we also need to close the a tag, and here it is done. Now if I click on image, as you can see the receipt is open here. So admin can now open any receipt here. It is done. Receipt. Okay, there is another problem. For the request where we do not have any image, we also need to handle this condition. So we can handle this condition by checking if the file exists. So the file exists for the PHU function was file exists. I forgot this. Just check it. PHU file exists. I just forgot the function. Okay, it is the function file exist. File exists exists. So inside table we can just check the condition whether the file is exist. So first of all we need to start the PHP script and need to check if file exists and file name was image address, and otherwise we can show just no receipt. And if this found, just close the PHP tag here and close and start a new PHP, and inside this if condition, if the file exists then only show the receipt. Just cut it from here and paste it here. It is done. Now we shouldn't see any error. Great. Now you can see we have no receipt here, and here if receipt is there, the receipt will show here, and admin will just click on this and the receipt will open. It's good. Now it is the time for what? It is the time for, okay, also you have a search filter here, like I want to see all the result, like no receipt. Here you can see the filter also working very good. And Santosh Devnath, okay, it is already Santosh Devnath. Okay, I want to show you another thing. If I change the from EPIN request, like if I change the user ID for few requests, like here I want to put the 3 and here I would like to put 4. Okay, so now we are receiving EPIN request from different user. As you can see, here is Santosh Devnath, here is Abhijit Mandal, here is someone else. So admin want to filter all the results of Abhijit Mandal. So admin can just enter here Abhijit. As you can see, all the request is Abhijit automatically filtered. So it is great. We don't need to create anything else. Okay, one more thing also, if I are using a different template from this video, if I are using something different, you may need to include this file in your page to access this table. Here it is. We need to add this style and the script from here. Here you can see this is the style, data tables, and also the script also, data table. Here you can see we have the script also for this thing. So make sure you added this script and styling in your page. If you are using the same template, you don't need to add this thing because it is already added in this template. Otherwise you need to add it manually. So here is the link. So it is done. Now we have a remark and action. For the remark, we can put a input box for remark. You can see for remark we can set a input box, input type text and name remark, and it is required by admin. Refresh the page. It is now we have input. Okay, now we have an input box and I want to make it few styling, more styling. Nice. So we can set a class name here. So the class can be form control. It was form control or something else. Okay, it is form control. It is looking good. Now okay, also we can set up placeholder like remark or transaction ID. Okay, not this transaction ID, we don't need the transaction ID, we only want to show the remark at the what is going. Okay, it is done. Placeholder, refresh the page. Now you can see remark. Admin need to insert the remark and admin can take the action. Now admin have two actions, whether admin will approve the EPIN request or admin will cancel the EPIN request. If admin approve, in that case what will happen? In that case the user will receive the number of EPIN they requested. So we will create two different button for action. So we can create two different button here. Just create here like button and type submit. Okay, submit, and button type submit. What can do? Button type submit and okay, approve. And the another one is button type submit and the cancel. It is done. Here you can see we have approve and cancel. Now we again need to do some styling because it is not looking good. You can set a class button primary or button success. It is means the payment has success. Okay, it is good. And here we also want to use the styling class button danger. It means there was no payment from the user and admin is very angry. Admin want to cancel the request, and finally it is done. Now we need to set the action from the PHP. So okay, another thing, for the action we need a form also, so that it can be actually work like this. Okay, so we can create two different form for this, or we can do okay, done. We can create a form at the above of this TD because we want only remark. So above the remark, just create a form here and type will be post, and just take these things into the form and just close the form here. Now it is done. If I click on this, it shows something like input field and it is refreshing. It is good, but it is showing up here. It shouldn't be showing on the URL because we are using what we are using. We are using type. Okay, it is not type, it is method. I just forgot. It is method post. Now it shouldn't show up on URL. Okay, it was not uploaded yet. Now just do it again. Okay, now it is good. It is not showing on URL. It's done. Finally it's done. Now we can do our PHP. Okay, there is one more thing. Before the action, we just need to ask from the admin whether they really want to do this action or not, because there is several even request. Admin may click on any of the button by mistake and the action will be happen. So we have to ask from the admin whether they really want to do this or not. So we can create a script for this. First of all, to create the script, okay, we don't need to do the script. We can directly do it here, like on submit, just return confirm. We can ask from the admin, are you really sure? So we can do, are you sure? If admin will sure, then it will go forward, otherwise the action will closed. It is, let's see what happened. Refresh the page. Now if I enter, now it is asking, are you sure? If admin click on cancel, it is okay, nothing will happen. If admin cancel the request, again it will ask, are you sure? If only admin will okay, then it will work, otherwise it will not work. So it is very good for us. We are checking from our side, like admin should not do any mistake, because once admin will click on approve, there is no rollback option in our system. You can build if you want, but I am not covering stat feature on this video. I was just want to approve it or cancel it in this series. So you can create it yourself if you want. So now we want to create the PHP script so that we can take the action against this. So just go up here and start the work here. Okay, there was another thing I always do forget when I do this. What the name of this button? There is no name, and this is the most important thing. First one was button approve, and second name should be name button cancel. So there is two button approve, button cancel, and also we need the request ID from here. We need the request ID from here. So request ID here. Okay, we need a input type hidden also so that we can send the request ID. Otherwise our PHP will not know for which EPIN request it needs to be action. So we need a input type hidden also, input type hidden, and the name will be ID, just ID. Okay, it is just ID, and the value will be the EPIN receipt or not EPIN receipt. It is ID. We already stored the ID here. As you can see, we already have the ID. So just put it here, echo ID. It is done. We have a input type hidden. Okay, also need to show you the complete row, like edit, view, word wrap, remove word wrap. Now you can see here we have the ID of our hidden, ID of the EPIN request. Now it is good to go. No, it was good as it should word wrap. It is look good. Now we will check if is set post button approve, then it will go here and it will get the ID of this, that is MySQLi real escape string connection post, and it is ID, and just echo it whether we are receiving it or not. If I refresh the page, let's see. If I click on approve, okay, here we have the ID, I think. Okay, where we have ID, but it is hiding from here. Okay, it means we have ID. Okay, no problem, just unecho it. And another case, if admin cancel the request, if it said button cancel, then again we store the ID. Now from this ID we have to access the information of our EPIN request from the database. So it is query EPIN query, just query MySQLi query con select a stick from EPIN request, realistic from EPIN request, where ID is equals to ID limit 1 and result equals to MySQLi fetch array query, and here we have all the information like the user ID is result user ID, and the number of EPIN is result number of EPIN. That's it. We want only those two things. So finally we have all the information, and finally we will insert the EPIN, the number of EPIN for this user in our table. So in the next video we will do this. Thank you for watching this video.